Actually starting off, we have the teams alternating between maps, and we're starting off on steps. And we're starting off steps. The north side is actually going to go to SIMP. So why don't you run us down this map real quick?
Steps is a large open map, so as you can see, both teams have gone really light because scouting in this match is so super important. So what they want to do is scout out and use their artillery pieces to find the enemy team and take them out from long range, do it as quick as they can, and get on top of the enemy team.
Okay, so SIMP coming into this, I know that they've said they've been training a lot. What is their game plan, for today? Or not necessarily what strategies they're going to be running, but can you give us a little bit of insight into their practice schedule coming into this match?
They've been practicing every day since they were invited. They were invited much later than Fulcrum, so they haven't had as much time to practice, but they've been doing their best to catch up and really cram in for this big test they have today.
All right, well, we'll see what they can do. We see SIMP starting off here. They are on the north side, and they're kind of spreading out a lot, so they're getting a lot of vision, but they have a couple of tanks guarding this south flank to kind of see where Fulcrum's coming, since they're coming from that southern side. What is Fulcrum actually doing here?
Fulcrum is very scout heavy. They've got two T-50-2s, which are tier 5 light tanks. SIMP is bringing tier 8 light tanks, so Fulcrum is much lighter than SIMP right now, so SIMP really needs to push in and gain the upper hand because Fulcrum has a lot less firepower right now.
Fulcrum going for a capture, or is he just going to be scouting out there because they have a guy in the base?
And he's putting on the pressure for Fulcrum right now to draw SIMP into the cap.
So there's no one anywhere near the cap right now for SIMP. They're defending this east or western side of the map, and Fulcrum actually going for a fast capture along with those light tanks. Well, that's interesting. He actually pulled
off the cap. He pulled off the cap because what Fulcrum wants to do here is they just want to draw SIMP into this firing lane right here that they've got going on down the 8 line. They have their tanks set up to fire down the 8 line, and they really want SIMP to try and get Nagatron out here. Nagatron is bait for SIMP right now, so they're hoping that SIMP takes the bait, and they're hoping that Fulcrum can get some really nice shots down the 7 and 8 line for themselves.
Okay, so normally we've seen tier 8 heavy teams, and we look at SIMP's team, and we see a bunch of tier 8s. What is Fulcrum? You said they're doing these light tanks, and we see a couple of tier 5s. Both teams running artillery. They only
brought 3 tier 8 tanks to the fight, so they're really hoping to maximize that artillery. They're really hoping to bait SIMP into chasing after one of these T-50-2s to their death.
Okay, so we'll see what they can do there. Nagatron, he is actually,
it looks like he was spotted.
Hit?
Artillery shot at him, but they missed, so it looks like he's been spotted. SIMP knows where they're at, so we'll see how Fulcrum reacts to this.
Now, SIMP here, they're playing very defensively, playing on the opposite side of the map, trying to see if they can spot anyone for those artillery shots. Is that going to leave them vulnerable to Fulcrum right now because they're all swarming the base? Could they just do a quick rush here?
Well, if SIMP still has the eyes on them, if SIMP still spots them, they can react and push. What SIMP wants to do here, since they have a lot more firepower, is they really want to push in on Fulcrum and use that tank advantage that they have, because right now essentially it's 4-on-3 in terms of tier 8 tanks, and SIMP will really want to push that. They should be moving in as quick as possible to take out those enemy tanks and then move for the enemy arty. And it looks like Friction too, the other T-50-2, is low on hit points. He's at 160.
All right, so Nagatron here just trying to bait him out. He's running around the open field, seeing if he can pull out that artillery, or maybe pull SIMP into that kind of trap like you had mentioned. The rest of Fulcrum is actually very well hidden, so there's not a lot of vision for either team. The only one for SIMP that could potentially be spotted is Fej here, who's hanging out, but he has great cover and using that light tank.
The amazing thing is no one from SIMP has been spotted yet. I've been looking at this mini-map. I haven't seen Fulcrum like them at all, and usually Fulcrum is amazing at scouting, so this is interesting. SIMP found some really good hiding spots here on this map.
So here's the question, though. If they pick off Fej here, what happens? Does Fulcrum maybe go for that straight for that capture point, or do they know that there's no scouting for SIMP?
Well, Fulcrum right now is trying to get the pressure on SIMP. They really want SIMP to move in, so they got themselves on the cap. So right now we're just waiting to see what SIMP does, how they react. If they come from the south, they'll have a really good movement. They'll have a really big advantage if they come in from the south. Fulcrum is set up to counter them in the north. So we'll see if Fulcrum can spot SIMP before they get around, and before SIMP can do a lot of damage.
Well, it's funny you say that, because SIMP, in the meantime, they are coming for the south.
Right now, Relics in the south is completely unprotected. All he has is Friction. So if they can spot Friction and take him out, Simp is in a really great spot right now.
So here's the concern, though. They're coming from the south, which you say is the way that Fulcrum is exposed and going to be vulnerable here. Are they going to have enough time to march on that base and not allow that capture?
Fulcrum will have enough time to reposition themselves, but the thing is, with Relics in the position that he's in right now, he won't be able to get away. And Fulcrum, they really need Relics to have a great match. So if they take him out early, if they take out Relics before he can run away, Simp is in a great spot. They should have like a 90% chance of winning this match.
So Friction does actually see two of the tanks from Simp coming in. They do spot him as well, but now Fulcrum has a better understanding of what they're doing. With those two tanks, they have to imagine the rest of the team's following.
So Relics just fired off his shot. He's moving in. He's moving up north. He wants to get away, so they're moving Relics already. That's a great call by Fulcrum.
All right, 2 shots real quick. Friction and Nagatron both go down, so two T-52s down. So Fulcrum's in a really dangerous spot.
That is huge. Fulcrum is in a tough place. They've only got three tier 8 light tanks against 4. So if Simp can push this right now, they've got a huge advantage. And it looks like they're coming in quick. Oh my god, Fulcrum is surrounded.
All right, Tarim is sitting here. They're keeping vision. Crimson Corsair actually sweeping around the backside. He does go down, but he gave them great vision for the meantime.
And Relics just got taken out. This one should be pretty much over. Simp should have this. They just need to clean up and not do anything stupid.
F0X is close to going down in that capture, but Blue Boys captain Gabe Dumont actually coming in behind them. They don't have vision of him right now. Soviet is close to going down. Gabe Dumont has perfect shots at the back of those tanks, but Fulcrum actually picking up a couple of shots here.
And right now it's just Hugo. It's 4-on-1, so it should be, you know, just a matter of chasing him down and taking him out. This should be a nice first win, a nice first statement for Simp.
Very cool. Simp, they've actually forced him back. Hugo Maximus, just one more shot. He does go down. So Simp wins the first game. And after yesterday, they really struggled all day with some of those exhibition matches. You have to imagine they're really excited here.
Well, you know, one of the things I talked to him about the matches afterwards, we had dinner, and they joked around. They're like, we were messing around. We just wanted to have fun yesterday. So they didn't bring out the tanks that they wanted to bring out, that they were going to be bringing out tomorrow, you know, with the prizes on the line.